and gentlemen, our next bout is a featherweight bout. So please welcome your first fighter to the cage. In the blue corner, Davit Khachaturyan.
GFC 15 bout number 4 on the card. And this time it's Armenia versus Georgia. The first fighter making his way down to the blue corner of the cage is Davit Khachaturyan. Khachaturyan making a slow, composed walk to the cage. He's 24 years of age with a record of 1 win and 1 defeat. Again, making the featherweight limit of 65.8 kilograms. And he stands 173 centimeters tall. Khachaturyan with his last win being on Georgian Fighting Championship 14. We were out here in November. Here he is back.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome his opponent to the red corner, Elguja, Gogia.
So his opponent making his way down to the red corner, representing Georgia with a full crowd on their feet, is Elguja Gogia. One defeat, standing 180 centimeters tall, good 7 centimeters taller than Khachaturyan. Made his debut back in February 2021. That was a points win over 3 rounds. He lost by TKO a month later, staying very active after the lockdown. But then he had a big TKO victory in June 2021. He's been inactive for the last part of 2021, but here he is back. And he will be looking to impress in front of this crowd that seem right behind him. A very passionate Georgian crowd, and they'll be loving the fact that their fighters are winning all the fights so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is a GFC featherweight bout. So please welcome your fighter in the blue corner. This fighter is 24 years old. He weighed in at 65.8 kilograms. He stands 173 centimeters tall and has a record of 1 win with 1 loss. Representing Armenia, please welcome Davit Khachaturyan. And now welcome his opponent in the red corner. This fighter is 19 years old. He weighed in at 65.8 kilograms. He stands 180 centimeters tall and has a record of 2 wins with 1 loss. Representing Georgia, please welcome Elguja Gogia.
So here we go with this featherweight professional contest on GFC 15. Khachaturyan in the blue, Gogia in the red. Gogia just 19 years of age. And he'll be looking for another win for Georgia here. Khachaturyan looking relaxed as he did on the walk down. Gogia a little more active on his feet.
Oh, he takes a right hand though.
Khachaturyan was waiting to throw the right hand.
You're exactly right, and he waited for the movement. Gogia came forward and he hit him.
Well, he's really giving him something to think about as he doesn't come in as quick now.
Little fake of a spinning kick there. Well, Gogia definitely a step back a little bit. Oh, there's a shot.
Yeah, definitely looking more tentative on his feet after that right hand landed. He did take the shot well, but it was a big shot.
But let's face it, he's 19 years old. I mean, I didn't even know what competitive sport was at 19. These guys actually fighting professional.
Yeah, with a good all-round skill set as well. Khachaturyan with a double underhooks, trying to defend this takedown from Gogia.
I was going to say he needs to step away, and step away he did. Khachaturyan turned.
Gogia with a double overhooks now, trying to maybe get some pressure to stop these underhooks being as effective.
Khachaturyan needs to use the head. Well, actually, both of them need to use the head. Get right underneath the chin of their opponent. Lift their head up. The head controls the body. No, neither guy is actually winning the head battle here.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 kind of settling for the position, aren't they? And there we see trying to pummel that left arm in now and switch for
Goes
a
for
leg.
the single.
Gogia.
Well, he's got it.
That showed a lot of strength there with a big.
But you know what?
lift up off the feet.
They were fighting with the double overhooks, the double underhooks. They were fighting using a lot of strength. Oh, he got the rear naked. Oh, he turned just in time, Khachaturyan.
I think looking
knees would work now.
The submission before he got the position there with the legs.
Khachaturyan's got a double underhooks. Nice knees would work. Needs to spin off that cage though.
Yeah, again, you see this position where Gogia is happy to have the overhooks and just try to push on the hips, or just let his arms hang down.
A lot of energy being spent by both guys.
Yeah, definitely using physical strength rather than skill here.
That's true. That's so true.
Again, you see Gogia trying to pummel the arms in to get a leg. He does. He drops down into the full guard now of Khachaturyan.
Khachaturyan working the knees up high. Let's see if he's going to spin for an armbar. Even a triangle.
Again, you see the fighter in guards, happy to sit with the head down here. As I say that, he postures the head up and fires the shots in. I'd like to see Gogia more active.
See the difference.
Here.
Gogia has got his hands on the outside. See, he's got them on the underhooks. He's got them on the outside, so he's got to pull them free first, then throw the shot. Takes up too much time. You need to have your hands on the inside, kind of on the biceps or the shoulders or the chest of your opponent.
Yeah, and that was my criticism of him standing up as well in the clinch. He was just happy to have the hands on the outside. Really, whether you're standing up, wrestling or on the ground, it's the
exactly
inside
the
position.
same, yeah, it's the same.
So again, we have Gogia here with his head down on the chest. Needs to posture up if he's going to work any power into these strikes. At the moment, Khachaturyan really shutting down anything he's doing. In the same way, Gogia is shutting down he's doing by keeping his head against the fence.
Well, he's turned at an angle. Was the leg going to come round? No. Quite happy to just stay in the closed guard, or keep the guard closed, I should say. He could work that foot off the cage and swing into an armbar if he wants to. Because look where the arm is of Gogia. It's underneath the armpit. It's underneath the armpit and holding the shoulder, so it's easy to swing that leg around and get him in an armbar, especially if you let the cage do the work for you.
And this is what you say so often, if the elbows come away from the body, they're susceptible to submission. Lacey's got the elbow right back now. Again, I think a good stand up there from referee Alexander Lunga.
3 seconds left to go.
We're going to see a big punch from Khachaturyan. Well, I think the clacker's slightly different to our timer on the screen, but we're going to end here.
Yeah, it seemed to be a bit of a delayed stop there, but yeah, definitely around there for Gogia.
As we see the replay, it was once he got one arm inside on the position, he was grabbing the leg, and you saw the lift up, the takedown. And here we see the ground and pound. Whenever Khachaturyan got the hips out, he managed to get the strikes off.
Gogia's using a lot of energy though, a lot of strength. They were grappling on the feet. And it was a matter of who was the strongest to see who was going to win that grappling position. When he got the single leg, he picked up his opponent in the air and dropped him down. A lot of energy being used. A lot of energy. And with being a young guy, will his energy last for 3 rounds?
Well, you can see him taking some massive deep breaths there in the corner. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out as the fight goes on. Both Khachaturyan and Gogia have gone 3 rounds, so they know they've got that fitness there. GFC 15, we're in round number 2. Featherweight professional contest, Khachaturyan in the blue, Gogia in the red. Gogia was caught early on in the first. Is Khachaturyan going to try and do the same here? Still waiting, he's waiting to counter.
Yeah, there's too much weight in there, Ian. Khachaturyan should be faking something, fake a jab, fake a kick, just kick low, just to make him think something's going to happen. Then if he wants to throw the power shots. But at the moment, it's just, you know, the hands are just there. Yeah, down by his chest, not really. There we go, that's a bit better. Maybe he attacked too soon.
Well, this time it's the inside position for Gogia in the clinch. Under-over clinch. Now pummeling in his Khachaturyan. He pummels in nicely to defend the attack to the legs. He knows now each time Gogia attacks for a single leg, as soon as he gets one arm inside, he'll drop down and try and attack for the single. But it's still Gogia who's working forwards, holding Khachaturyan against the fence. So winning these rounds just on the fact he's pushing forwards and working.
There's a single, there's the power slam. Oh, he nearly got reversed, Ian.
Oh, he did well there to
balance of those hips, though, he turned the hips nicely.
So I was just saying, Ian, Khachaturyan really needs to start working. You know, and you said it, he needs to initiate something. At the moment, he's just waiting and trying to counter. You can't do that.
The shoulders trying to work up the fence there of Khachaturyan. Grabbing the cage, not allowed. Referee will tell him off. Put the palm against the cage wall, but you can't put your fingers or your toes through the cage wall, which he's doing exactly there.
Giving the referee a lot to work. And again, he's throwing some shots from underneath, but he's not doing anything to initiate a better position. He needs to try to, you know, elbow, hand and hip, as you say.
Yeah, well, a lot of people like to use strikes from the bottom, and to me, I think it's kind of pointless unless you're trying to set up a stand-up. If you're trying to set up an armbar, trying to set up a submission, any form of submission, throw the punches to disguise that. But to throw punches from the bottom to try and hurt your opponent, it's never going to happen. Or to win on points, it's never going to happen.
I think I've got one memory in 20 years of MMA where Abdul Muhammad was stopped with an elbow from underneath by Sami Berek on cage rage, and it's the only time I've ever seen it work.
Well, I've seen a hammer fist from the bottom, but in the same sense, the opponent that was on top has actually sat back. So the opponent from the bottom sat up and threw the hammer fist, which worked with power. But in this position, when you're so close, but yeah, I mean, Abdul Muhammad, what a fantastic wrestler. For those who don't know him, he became the British champion. A really good student of mine, but he had paper-thin skin. In sparring, in training, he would get cut all the time. But yeah, I do agree with that. Elbows can't cut, elbows do win fights. But what I'm on about is the likes of this. Punches to the side of the head.
Peppering little shots.
Yeah, they're not going to win your fights.
Well, at the moment, we've got to say, Elguja, Gogia, winning from on top, but just grinding away to a win. I'd like to see him posture up, try to work these strikes in. You know, he's not got much coming back from Khachaturyan, so he can actually go for it a little bit here. Posture up. You know, he's doing, as you said, he's got sort of those underhooks from on the top and holding himself very close. He can't really get anything into his strikes.
Well, our referee's been fantastic at standing up fights. You know, he's been a little bit slack on the ground. I'm surprised he's letting this one go as long. I mean, I do agree. Gogia is actually working, but it's very few and far between. Look, see how he's holding? He's just holding. The person on the bottom, sure enough, he's working, but he's not scoring any advantage. So if the person on top is doing nothing and he has the advantage, stand him up.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Again, we've seen a lot of the fighters tonight keeping that head down while they're inside. But when the head's down, the hips are up, the sweep could come as well, Ian. Maybe
without a doubt, yeah, without a doubt. But we're down to the final 5 seconds now.
So there's got to be 2 rounds on our
yeah,
unofficial card.
Khachaturyan's got to look for a submission, not a knockout. He cannot win on points, but he jumps to his feet. Oh, actually falling to the floor. Now he's managed to stand up just now, but breathing heavy.
We did talk about this, Ian. You know, using these big pick-up and slams that we're just seeing now in the replay, it does take a lot out of a fighter. In the first round, maybe 3-4 times he picked him up with a single leg. But how often can you keep doing that? Is he going to have the strength to do that in round number 3? At the moment, he certainly looks the more tired of the two. So we're on GFC 15, 3rd round. Elguja, Gogia, 2 rounds up, but definitely looking for fighters. Is this a chance for Khachaturyan in the blue corner to make a comeback?
Well, Khachaturyan is bouncing on his feet.
Yeah, he's eager to get out for this 3rd and final round.
Sometimes when you're too eager, though, you close the gap too much and you get taken down. So let's hope he avoids the takedown.
Here we go with round number 3. Khachaturyan playing catch-up.
Again, no fakes coming in.
Gogia looking a little hesitant here. He's tired. Mouth open. That leaves you susceptible to the knockout punch.
He tried it.
Well, do you know what? I like to see a fighter behind trying things like that.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to try. He's lost the fight anyhow. So, unless Gogia actually gets an injury by himself, you've got to try anything to try and win the fight. He needs a knockout, needs a win, needs a submission.
Gogia is not initiating anything this round. He's showing his tiredness. I like to see fighters with a poker face, with the inexperience of the 19-year-old here, letting Khachaturyan get back into this fight.
Well, Khachaturyan shoots. I would like to see some punches being thrown first. He's always going to struggle with that takedown. The hips are back. The hips are well back. Now he's caught in the guillotine. He's put himself in a bad position here.
That was a solid knee up the middle as well from Gogia. I think Khachaturyan spent 2 rounds underneath and wanted to end up on top there, but he's failed in his attempt. Again, we see Gogia happy to have the overhooks here. He's not using the pressure. If you're going to use the overhooks, you have to have pressure on the elbows.
Oh, simple double leg. Pull off the cage. Beginning of the end.
Yeah, Khachaturyan, he's had his chance there.
See how Khachaturyan is just punching from the bottom like this. He's not going to win doing that. If he's using the punches to disguise a setup for an armbar, a triangle, whatever, or using the punches as a setup to get back to his feet, then fair enough. But if he thinks he's going to hurt his opponent, tire his opponent, or beat his opponent by doing that, he needs to get back to the drawing board. Now he's trying to work back to his feet. He needs to push the head. He's pushing the shoulders. He needs to push on the head. Kick back now.
Yeah, he's using that knee shield now a little bit to keep some distance, but he needs to actually push him back, like you say, making up space for the step up. Gogia again, happy to keep his head down, hips up, sat in full guard. And like you said, he can work the strikes. He can't get any power into them really, but he can carry on working, doing enough so the referee doesn't step him back up.
I'd like to see what the what the mentality is of him throwing the punches like that, because none of them punches are to set anything up, and they're certainly not hurting his opponent. And if he thinks that he's going to score in the eyes of the judges by doing that, his coaches need to tell him totally different. That's not going to work. But a stand up again by a referee.
He's got 90 seconds left here to pull something out the bag here. Khachaturyan coming forward. Gogia still looking tired. But is he waiting just to change levels? Is he waiting to try and get one last takedown and keep Khachaturyan on the floor? He needs to throw some big punches here, Khachaturyan, as he backs him up to the fence. Starts with the outside low kick.
He's got 1 minute left.
Again, they're lazy shots. He gets his leg caught. And we're on the floor, and I don't think there's much left here for Khachaturyan to pull back.
Oh, now that the head's out, oh, he reguards himself. Again, going for them. Forget the punches, work the subs, work the stand-up.
I mean, he needs some space so he can get the hips out and get the legs up. And while he's punching Gogia just keeps his head down, so it's not really helping in any way.
Elbow and hip, one of my favourite moves. So he's pushing on the shoulders. Very hard to do that. Very hard, a lot of strength, whereas if you push on the head, the body will follow where the head goes. He's trying for a sweep. He's trying for the sweep, at least he's trying. 10
really
seconds.
Working good base there from Gogia. A young teenager, he's going to finish stood up on top. And that's 3 rounds in the bag, I believe.
Yeah, I would think so,
Gogia.
Ian. I would definitely think so.
So again, we go to a judge's scorecard. 3 rounds of action. We see here the guillotine. He was holding the arm in guillotine position as he powered the knee in that 3rd round. And the final takedown is the icing on the cake for Elguja Gogia. Khachaturyan with his country's flag. However, I think that's a points defeat.
Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor awarding the prize, Vitamin.G. But ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for a unanimous decision. In favor of your winner, in the red corner, Elguja Gogia.
As expected there, a points victory and another win for Georgia. Elguja Gogia showing his dancing skills there in the cage.